Brentocast, Season 2, with your host, Brent Bowers.
It's January 29th, 2024, a Monday, and we are back with episode 52, the second episode of Season 2 of Brentocast. What is up, my people? I thought that I would log in here real quick at 6:06 a.m. with a quick 2-week notification, I guess, of what's been going on. So, as aforementioned in an earlier episode, we're coming to the end of a almost 3-year process where Harrison Foreman and myself recorded not only 2 other client projects, but also a 29-song cluster of songs, if you will, including 2 albums and part of a 3rd album. And we are just so close. We had our first mix session, which was about 15 minutes, thanks to the underestimation on my part of how long a listening/mix tweak session would take for 5 songs with Ansel. But you know, he hasn't been through that process previously, at least with us, so it took a little bit longer than I thought. But I'm real happy with the 5 songs that we essentially did get final sign off on, which is great. That means his project is half done as far as the mixing goes, and there are some things on the other 5 I think that he still wants to add to the recording, but I don't know. We'll find out when we listen to them. It's lots of times you can, in the mix session, tweaks can be made, and things that had been bothering your ear don't exist anymore. So, that's one of the things. When I first heard the candidates for the mixes for our 29 songs, I literally only had 2 items of feedback. But when we go in there and listen to it together, Harrison might know something that he did that's inaudible on one of the tracks, like a fill or something, and we'll make those little tweaks. It's all just to make it as good as it could possibly be when we actually release it. Now, in addition to that, I had been gearing up to release an album by the V Hill Brothers that we recorded over 2 years. We were going to call it, I thought they were going to call it the V Hill Brothers, but one thing about it, you get, especially when you have multiple clients on the same project, sometimes it's hard to settle on a name, and that's kind of the case here. So I think they have suggested the name Down the Road, which is fine with me, for the album, even though there's not a song on it called Down the Road. No big deal. It's kind of a legacy project. And I had prepared to, really flesh out their promotional website and stuff that kind of comes with the package of releasing an album on DistroKid. But 2 of the brothers got pretty sick with COVID here recently, and I was just about to hit submit. We had picked a date, which was their birthday, February 21st, and got the word yesterday that they want to hit the pause button on their release till they can release, I guess, a book to go with it, or not necessarily related to the recording, but they're going to do a book. So, okay, no worries. Fortunately, I had not hit the button, but I was, if I had not been tied up this weekend like I was, I would have already hit the button, and it would have lost all our money to pull it back, But anyway, so that worked out, I guess. Other than the fact that I was planning on focusing on their release next, which means I can shift to focus on another of my releases. I have 2 more albums to release, apart from late summer, that are my solo records, Brent Bowers, whatever. And I don't know that I'll do those back to back because I want to kind of get my stuff out there and leave it for a minute before my next release comes. All these years and no releases since way, way back when I released Faster some, 18 years ago, or it seems like a long time ago, at least 15 years ago. So I want my releases this year. They're all going to happen this year to catch me up, which means I'll be releasing this year at least, not counting client projects, which I can't say when or how Ansel's going to release his, or what will happen with the VHO Brothers album. They may not release it. I mean, that's just my thoughts, is that they were going to, because that's what they said they wanted to do. But you never know. Maybe that'll get released, maybe it won't. But I have another album, which I think is going to be called either Reentry or Plastic Boy, and that's going to be released for sure in the first quarter of this year. And then I have another album, which is my pure solo album, called Persona Non Grata, which is more of the introspective type album, kind of written in the real thick of the COVID hysteria, when friends were turning on friends, or people that you thought were friends were turning out to prove that they were not your friends. So that's a little bit of a personal album, and it's definitely not one of those that looks back so much like my new one. It's about current events, a little bit more, stolen election, etc. But that's my little bit of protest record, and I don't really get into that in general, but that album is important to me, and so I got to get it out. And then Mr. Harrison Foreman and I will be releasing Southern Lane, and then, like I said, one or two more albums off of this group of songs, which are completed. There's probably about 4 of them that don't really fit any of the album concepts. That's why we're breaking it up so much. And, there's no reason to put more than 11 songs or 10 songs on an album. So we essentially have, basically 3 albums in the chamber. And also I think that that's going to kind of mark a bit of an end of an era. If what I've been told is true, which I can only presume that it is, our paradigm is going to shift. And instead of recording at Snug Records as much as we do now, we're going to work with Eddie to bring our studio kind of closer to his, technically, and do a lot more of our recording here in our own space. And then just for things that we can't handle here, like maybe vocals, we would go up there. I don't know. I think he's gotten to a point of he's so busy. I mean, it's hard to get a session within a couple of weeks. And so, I don't know. I think that maybe he wants to see that change and have a little bit more of time for his own music, and we'll see. But I mean, gosh, that place, I've been recording with Eddie for 20 years. And if I don't do that like I'm doing it now, it'll represent a significant change in how I approach making records, Sorry that I sound so horrible. I don't feel bad at all. It's just this, had this ridiculous virus jump on us when we were in the store one day. We both got sick at the same time. We were sick for about 4 days, but then this lingering throat issue really sucks. But hey, at least I'm not down with feeling super bad. So we took Delilah, and this is actually the Delilah show, and it always will be. We took Delilah this weekend and this week, and we did some stuff. It rained a lot, and we happened to be at the Thomasville Emporium on Saturday, probably about 5:30 or 5 or so, and we go there, and because we have to leave after work, and usually we eat on the way, but this time we decided we'd eat at Ruby Tuesday after. So we go up there to Thomasville, and we do our little thing, walking around the Emporium. Delilah picks out a little skateboard for $6, and they have a little ramp, a carpeted ramp. Excuse me. They have a carpeted ramp right where you check out. She stops at the top of the ramp, puts the skateboard kind of at the top of the ramp on the rim, and puts both feet on it and puts her hands on the ground to brace, stands up and rides that thing straight down without any hesitation. As far as I know, she doesn't know how to ride a skateboard. So it was just her muscles from gymnastics, made that easy for her, because she's so flexible. She could stand on the skateboard and have her hands on the ground. And anyway, that's how she did it. So she rides down 2 or 3 times. We get a few pictures and a little video. Of course, by the time we get to the video, she's sitting on it. It's less impressive. But the first 2 times, she just went down with hands free, standing up. It's really cool. But it kind of impressed some of the people there. I didn't notice that. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. But then we go to Ruby Tuesday, which unfortunately, as much as we like the salad bar at that Ruby Tuesday, they have a real problem with staff, meaning they don't have enough. We go in there and sit by another table, and both of us just sit there, and there's just no waiter to come. And we did get one of the people to seat us, which I was wondering if we were going to even get that, but then she didn't come back to wait on us, and it took a waiter like 30 minutes. By that time, we'd already got salads, and then we just ordered a sampler. And the guy was good enough to realize that, the service had kind of fallen below the minimum. So he did not charge us for the 3 salads, and we just paid for the sampler, left him a little tip and left. But Delilah was a little bit of a handful of that, and it was raining really hard. And so we get back in the car and start coming home. And because it's Saturday night, I always try to stop and see who's playing at Loafers, where I do the booking. So this was a new guy called Ed Jordan. I guess he's from Salisbury Way, and he brought a great crowd, and they seemed to really be having a good time. And he chose a lot of cool songs that I like a lot from the 70s, and I'll definitely hope to have him back. Anybody that can bring a crowd, Loafers is your place to play. So hit me up, let me know, we'll get you in there. But we had dessert, and then we got Delilah, and I guess we went to Ingles, maybe? Yeah. And then we got home, and I was just defeated, man. I was so tired. But we had to, of course, get up because we had reservations at Christine's Woodfire for breakfast. And I say it that way because they always ask you if you have a reservation. And today, the one day that we don't have a reservation, we were going to really revel in saying, yes, we have a reservation. They didn't ask. So hilarious. So then Nancy and I, take Delilah home. And then we go to check out a piano, a really cool little baby grand piano in Concord. This couple's given away, but unfortunately it did not meet my minimum requirements, so I did not get it. But the cool thing about it was it's extremely short, like 4.5, 5 feet long, and just didn't sound very good, unfortunately. It'd be perfect for like a practice room, but did not sound good. I could tell the strings were utterly dead, so we would have probably had to have strings replaced, and just not worth my effort. Not when there are amazing ones out there, so the search continues for a baby grand for home. But who knows, maybe I'll end up with that sweet one that Mark has. But of course, between here and there, lots of bills have to get paid. And, always have to have that little nest egg for orders and whatnot. So I just can't spend it all on the fun stuff, unfortunately. But I will say that it's, coming into the end of January, my massage business has really taken off. I've been doing more and more days with 4 clients, and that's a lot. I mean, that's not physically a lot, just that the organizational part of it, going to get Delilah, taking her home, entertaining her while Nancy has a class or whatever, all that's still going on. We got 4 more months of that. Summer has entered the final stretch at aesthetic school. So we're just going to get through that 4 months and go from there. And, I had discussed my desire to go get my CDLs, whether or not I actually drive a truck. I just wanted to have those as kind of a fallback thing. I have an ambition to, at least do some truck driving, just to say I've done it, because much like farming, it's one of those things that I admire. And, not that I'm ever going to be a farmer. It's kind of generational. You almost need to be, born into a family of that, it seems like, unless you just want to be a laborer. But truck driving, I have a huge amount of respect for. I watch a lot of podcasts, listen to a lot of podcasts on it, watch videos on it. It's just interesting to me because it's one of those things that literally makes the world go round. But I don't know if the business is as busy as it is, and I still wouldn't be able to go do that just yet. But anyway, just saying, the business has been crazy busy for me as of late. In fact, that was one of the reasons that Friday was so difficult. 4 massages straight to the studio for 2.5 hours. straight home to bed, and then a super busy day Saturday. Was supposed to play first thing Saturday morning for the party, and I was just beat, so I just crashed out and got up about 12 and played a little bit. Not very much, because you hear my voice, right? I was like, well, I can't sing, and I didn't want to drag all my loop pedal stuff down there, so I just went down and played a little. I think I might have sang one song. It sounded awful, but, commitment met. Oh, this week, turns out we're going to have another singer-songwriter / open jam at Loafers on Thursday. So, hopefully that'll go well. It's all about, opening up that place to new people and making more people aware of it, because it is a super cool spot. Actually, it's the only place like it in Stanley County, in my opinion. But we are approaching the zenith of the episode, whereby I say I hope everyone has an amazing week. Looking forward to another week of all kinds of fun with Delilah, gymnastics. Oh, hey, I forgot. I did check out the new Aquaman picture last night. It was every bit as big and bodacious as the first one. I did find it to be a little bit long in the tooth on the CGI battle scenes and the technology that they use now, especially now that I know what it is. It's no longer the actors on wires. It's this new technology where they can just take their face replacement and put it on a CG character, and that's pretty much what all the action is. But it was epic, shot in Antarctica, all over the place. There's a cool bunch of behind the scenes, which ultimately makes the purchase worth it. I did go ahead and buy the first Aquaman movie, which I really liked. So, basically you get it for another $6 with the new one. So I did that. And, last night was the rare time that I got a chance to, watch a movie in the whole week without anybody with me or whatever. And so Beauty and I watched that, and it was cool. Got into bed at a really reasonable hour last night, 11, which is why I can be doing this now at 6:22 in the morning. But it's rained a lot, and I've got 2 different kinds of chicken feed that I'm going to feed the chickens, kind of because of the rain. You can feed them corn in the rain. You can't feed the pellets in the rain because they just dissolve. So they're going to be hungry. I've been feeding them at night, and they don't like that, so it hasn't been so cold, so hopefully I'll be able to just hit them up with a feed this morning, get in there. And I think my massage day starts at 12. Between here and there, I have quite a few things I need to do. I have to pay some bills and line some stuff up. I need to cancel some subscriptions as well. I think somehow I've managed to get 2 different Patreon accounts, and I need to sort that. So, that's what's up on another beautiful week. Glad to be alive. My brother Chris was on a first-class flight this week, and he told me that he could not snap the seatbelt, had to ask for an extension, which I found hilarious. But also, he started back saying he's going to be at Gold's Gym in the morning, so we will see. I've got a mind to rejoin Gold's because they owe me some trainer sessions, which I can apply to my membership and maybe wind up with one costing half the normal fee for a year. But anyway, I hope to get back on the horse. I've also uncovered the treadmill, plugged the piece back in that I've kept off of it for fear that Delilah would hurt herself on it, and it's on there now. So we're back to going. Hopefully, I'll start using that again because I sure paid dearly for it. But anyway. It's another day in paradise here on Brentocast, and I'm glad I've got the second one out. Hopefully, we'll try to hit about one a week here as we can, and just move into season 2. Looks like the election year stuff is spinning up, and I hate to even hear about it because I know all the hatred and vile that's going to come from the the general media, and I really would rather skip it. But that's our lot as Americans, unfortunately. Could be worse. But I guess that's going to be about it. And we will look out to another week, get through this massage week, and hopefully, we're doing some GHA. It's like an adult autism center. Nancy and I are going to start doing massage Friday evenings there. And I'm excited about that because it's kind of like extension of the business, get to help some folks that can really use it. And I will say, I've gotten several new clients this week that have never had deep tissue massage before. So that's always exciting. I always like to attack that with vigor, because knots come in, but they don't come out. You know what I'm saying? The knot hotel, if you will. Anyway, check out Aquaman 2. It was worth a watch. See you guys next time on Brentocast.